And here we have Andrew, with whom looks like Marcus Anderson. This is in 2001, when Meghan Markle would have allegedly been on third year. Meghan Markle hardly spent any time at Northwestern University.
Many of you have seen this picture already. You see that there's Meghan with her cajuna hat.
There is absolutely zero doubt in my mind. Rachel Meghan Markle was a semi-expensive yacht girl, and she knows.
When Sarah Ferguson opened her mouth this time, the royal world stopped in its tracks. Her words weren't mere gossip, they carried the weight of dynamite. A single, calculated phrase sent shockwaves rippling through Buckingham Palace, catching Prince Harry completely off guard and leaving Meghan Markle to confront one of the most explosive allegations in modern royal history. It began quietly enough, a casual conversation, Sarah Ferguson's trademark knowing smile, until one alert reporter caught the words that would change everything. The allegation was stunning. Meghan had been Andrew's first client. Within moments, headlines exploded across every platform. Social media erupted into chaos. The phrase "Meghan's Yacht Days" began trending worldwide within hours. But here's what nobody anticipated. This wasn't just another shadowy rumor from anonymous sources. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess who has been silenced, shunned, and resurrected more times than perhaps any royal in modern memory, was now hinting at something even more troubling. And remarkably, she wasn't retreating from her statement. Behind palace walls, Harry was reportedly in shock. Palace aides moved into crisis mode. The royal family's iron wall of carefully maintained silence began showing its first cracks. What could Fergie possibly mean by first client? Why surface this allegation now? And what hidden chapters from the past could possibly connect Meghan Markle, Hollywood actress turned Duchess, to Prince Andrew's infamous inner circles? This transcends typical royal scandal. This is a narrative that threatens to reopen the monarchy's deepest wounds. And as more voices begin stepping forward, one question looms over every whispered conversation in Windsor. Did Fergie accidentally speak a buried truth, or did she deliberately strike the match intended to burn everything down? Because what unfolded next left everyone unprepared. It began like countless other weekends in the royal circuit. Discreet charity luncheons, practiced smiles, endless rehearsed grace. But beneath this polished surface, something was stirring. Whispers of an unguarded moment from Sarah Ferguson had already reached select insiders before the public caught wind. Initially, few believed it could be true. After all, Fergie had weathered decades of tabloid storms. She understood better than anyone how one careless word could ignite an inferno. Yet this time, she appeared unconcerned about the consequences. During a private Mayfair gathering, surrounded by a mix of aristocrats and curious journalists, Fergie reportedly delivered a comment that landed with the force of thunder. "People forget," she said with that knowing expression, "Meghan's first royal connection wasn't Harry." The room fell into stunned silence. Someone laughed nervously, assuming it was dark humor. It wasn't. Those words spread faster than champagne could be served. Within hours, text messages buzzed through palace corridors. The phrase, "Andrew's first client," began appearing in private group chats, then in newsroom drafts, then exploding across social media. Harry, according to insider sources, struggled to process it. He'd heard rumors before, every royal has, but this felt fundamentally different. This came from inside the house, from someone who knew Andrew more intimately than almost anyone alive. Suddenly, what might have been dismissed as idle speculation transformed into a full-scale credibility crisis. By midnight, royal correspondents were already assembling timelines, attempting to connect Meghan's Hollywood past to Andrew's controversial luxury yacht gatherings, events long shrouded in speculation. The palace's PR machinery scrambled into action, issuing careful no comments, while reporters sharpened their investigative leads. Behind those gilded doors, The question nobody dared voice aloud continued simmering. Was Fergie exposing a secret the firm had carefully buried, or was she settling an old score? And if this was indeed revenge, this opening salvo was merely the beginning. Before royal life and global fame, Meghan Markle worked within the highly competitive world of entertainment, where networking, resilience, and reinvention are common survival tools. Like many aspiring actors, she balanced auditions, public events, and charity appearances while gradually building her public profile. Those who knew her during that period have often described her as confident, articulate, and socially adaptable. She appeared comfortable navigating different professional circles and understood the importance of visibility in a crowded industry. Over time, that experience helped shape the public persona audiences would later recognize on a global stage. Among these gatherings were elite yacht parties, luxury events where introductions, influence, and reputations often took shape. While not the dark fantasies tabloids portray, they weren't entirely innocent social spaces either. Public figures regularly attended such events to build visibility and connections. Some online commentators have claimed Meghan appeared at similar gatherings during her early career, but there is no confirmed evidence, only speculation and resurfaced rumors. Yet it was this atmosphere of uncertainty that gave the media narrative its power. By loosely linking past social circles with controversial figures, tabloids reshaped public perception. In royal culture, perception can carry more weight than facts, and experienced media figures understand that all too well. To fully grasp the shock of Fergie's allegation, you must understand the complicated shadow cast by Prince Andrew, a man once celebrated as a royal hero, now synonymous with scandal and disgrace. For years, Andrew navigated the world with unchecked privilege, basking in his title and exclusive access to the global elite. From luxurious island vacations to exclusive yacht parties off the Mediterranean coast, he embodied royal excess at its most extreme. Those who knew him described a man addicted to luxury, obsessed with status, and perpetually surrounded by enablers. But the carefully constructed illusion collapsed rapidly. His associations with powerful yet questionable figures transformed his name into a toxic headline. The infamous friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, followed by that disastrous interview that left the entire monarchy humiliated, each moment carved deeper fractures into his once pristine image. By the time Fergie's alleged comment surfaced, the world already viewed Andrew as the royal family's most vulnerable liability, the one member they couldn't defend without severe consequences. That's what made this connection to Meghan so utterly explosive. Linking her to Andrew transcended mere personal criticism. It became a nuclear-level accusation. It tied the Duchess, already deeply polarizing in public perception, to the darkest chapter in modern royal history. The mere suggestion that she might have crossed paths with Andrew's inner circle years before marrying Harry provided tabloids with unlimited fuel for speculation. For the firm, this represented a nightmare scenario. Two of the monarchy's most controversial figures suddenly entangled in a single inflammatory narrative. And while Andrew remained silent, tucked away from public view, Fergie's words breathed new life into his shadow, stretching it directly across Meghan's carefully constructed image. Because when Andrew's name enters any conversation, silence ceases to be a viable option. When Sarah Ferguson speaks, the world typically listens out of curiosity, but this time her words struck like lightning across royal society. During what was supposed to remain an off-record conversation at a discreet London soiree, Fergie reportedly leaned in close and, with that mischievous glint she's famous for, dropped a sentence that froze the entire room. Let's just say Meghan was Andrew's first client. The tone seemed casual, almost playful, but everyone present felt the atmosphere shift dramatically. Those few words carried implications capable of scorching reputations beyond repair. Within hours, the alleged comment leaked to the press. By morning, journalists circled like hawks, dissecting every syllable, analyzing every possible meaning. Did Fergie mean client as a sharp jab, a metaphor for Meghan's calculated networking strategies? Or was she hinting at something more literal, something darker concealed within Andrew's controversial past? The calculated ambiguity only intensified the media frenzy. Fergie, characteristically, neither confirmed nor denied the statement. Instead, she retreated into her familiar blend of denial and practiced charm, offering subtle, enigmatic smiles when questioned by reporters, the kind of expression that communicates everything while revealing nothing. Palace insiders, however, were reportedly furious. Communications teams rushed to distance senior royals from the unfolding fallout, while whispers spread that Fergie had once again gone catastrophically off script. But beneath the official outrage, a quieter truth lingered. She knew exactly what she was doing. Ferguson's entire public life has thrived on walking the precarious tightrope between confession and controlled chaos. This bombshell wasn't an accidental slip. It was a calculated spark deliberately lit. By aligning Meghan's name with Andrew's infamy, Fergie didn't merely stir dormant gossip, she fundamentally reshaped the entire royal narrative. Suddenly, Meghan's strategic silence appeared suspicious, Harry's reported anger seemed entirely justified, and the world waited for a response that never materialized. Then, just as the initial storm began settling, another question emerged with unsettling clarity. Why now? Every royal revelation arrives with a motive hidden beneath the surface, and Sarah Ferguson's bombshell proved no exception. To understand why such a remark would generate intense reaction, it helps to look at Sarah Ferguson's long and complex relationship with the monarchy. Her public life has included moments of controversy, criticism, and later attempts at rebuilding her image. Over the years, she has shown a strong ability to adapt, remain visible, and navigate media attention. Some royal commentators have suggested that her recent comments may reflect lingering frustrations about feeling sidelined within the institution, while others view it as an effort to reassert her relevance in ongoing royal narratives. Ultimately, motivations remain a matter of interpretation rather than confirmed fact. There's also the distinct possibility that she's expertly playing the media game she knows so intimately, stirring carefully controlled chaos to amplify her own visibility at a moment when royal attention is shifting elsewhere. It's equally plausible that Ferguson believed she was defending Andrew, attempting to divert mounting scrutiny from his tarnished name by creating a strategic distraction. Whatever her underlying reasoning, one fact remains indisputable. Fergie understands timing better than virtually anyone. She survived decades of brutal public humiliation by mastering the delicate art of selective truth-telling, giving the press just enough substance to feed on, while keeping herself indispensable to the ongoing narrative. This moment might represent her boldest gamble yet. In a single, devastating sentence, she managed to redirect global attention, forcibly reopen carefully healed royal wounds, and insert herself back into the headlines she once dominated. Whether driven by calculated strategy or quiet desperation, Fergie has once again demonstrated her extraordinary talent for orchestrated chaos. And the real question that lingers, what did she truly expect to gain from setting this particular fire? The morning after Fergie's alleged comment detonated across tabloid headlines, Buckingham Palace entered quiet crisis mode. No official statement emerged, no press briefing materialized, just an impenetrable wall of silence thicker than the palace gates themselves. Behind that carefully maintained calm exterior, however, controlled chaos reigned. Senior advisors shuffled between emergency strategy meetings, phones buzzed incessantly, and veteran courtiers debated desperately how to contain a story that had already spiraled far beyond their control. Every branch of the royal family suddenly found itself under renewed scrutiny, and absolutely no one wanted to be the first to publicly react. Prince Harry, according to sources close to his inner circle, was simultaneously furious and deeply conflicted. Allegedly offhand remark from Sarah Ferguson has metastasized into a full-scale crisis of loyalty, institutional image, and concentrated power. Meghan's continued silence still looms overhead like an ominous storm cloud. Harry's trust in family appears fundamentally shaken, and the royal institution once again finds itself desperately fighting ghosts it believed were safely buried. But perhaps that's the inescapable pattern of this ancient family. Every time they attempt controlling the narrative, another buried secret inevitably finds its path to the surface. The question now isn't whether Fergie went too far with her revelation, but rather, what else might she still be hiding in reserve? Because if this represents what she's willing to say publicly, imagine what conversations still echo behind those palace walls. And if you found this story shocking, prepare yourself for how deep the next revelation goes.